Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a real estate deal that has turned into a bitter legal battle. At the center is a $4 million home on Vancouver's west side. It is a cautionary tale for buyers and sellers considering unconventional agreements. The sellers aren't leaving, and the buyers are beyond frustrated. Our Shannon Patterson explains.
Last June, this Westside house was sold for $3.9 million to a couple from Penticton who wanted to retire in Vancouver to live close to their grandchildren.
So they found this house, purchased it, and these sellers asked to remain in the property till September. So they agreed to that.
The sellers signed a short-term lease agreement with a move-out date of September 30th.
And my clients continued to stay in the property. At this point, they were no longer seller and buyer. The sale completed. So the relationship between them became landlord and tenant.
And when September 30th rolled around, they didn't move out.
The sellers say they stayed because they weren't given proper legal notice and because the buyers held on to $100,000 of the agreed upon purchase price during the rental period, which is more than is legally allowed to keep as a damage deposit.
We asked for the money back. We asked for the $100,000 back, and there was no response. The landlords completely ignored our request, and the date passed, right? September 30. And this is where the landlords are claiming that my clients are squatting.
They haven't been paying rent, but they've been taking the position that they're entitled to deduct their rent from the $100,000 holdback.
The residential tenancy branch sided with the buyers and granted them an order of possession, but last week that order was set aside by a judge.
So under the act, my clients are still not squatting. They are still there pursuant to the agreement.
It's almost a year, 9 or 10 months beyond the point when they expected to commence their retirement and be close to family, and they haven't been able to do that.
As the case heads back to the residential tenancy branch, some advice for buyers and sellers.
I would say if you're going to enter into a complex transaction like that, get a lawyer.
One thing we do agree on is that clients should have lawyers when it comes to an agreement that is not straightforward.
For now, the people that sold this house last June are still legally allowed to live here, and the new owners remain in Penticton. Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.